Hey, shalom, shalom. Let's get into this thing, man. Share the live out real quick. To the sincere ones that are rocking. Right. Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Teach well, teach well, and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. All right, I pray that this lesson is edifying and comforting to the flock, to the sheep. Okay? So what I just came in is the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. All right, Yahweh means He is, He exists. And then Yahweh Shai means He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And then Rakah Kadash means the Spirit that's holy. All right, a spirit that's set apart, a spirit that's holy. Right? And that's what we must come in, those true names, those proper names, that proper understanding. All right? So I'm going to give about a minute or two for brothers and sisters to get up in here in the live. And this will be an open forum type format. All right? Just an after camp lesson. Okay. That little girl, man. That little girl got some lungs on her, man. All right. So let's get into it, man. Where everybody at? All right. Well, regardless, let's get into it. Let's go to James, the 4th chapter. All right, we're going to start at the top. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. So keep this in mind, is that you don't want to have too many people stirring the pot. You don't want to be watching this and that and all of this and getting and dabbling and dwelling. And this is James, the 3rd chapter, Salakia, all right, at the top. You don't want to deal with all of that. Right? So I want to go to first, let's go to Isaiah 34th chapter and go to the 16th verse. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand hath divided it into them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. So the scriptures, man, right? Yeah, it's a lot of places you can learn knowledge, right? You can get wisdom, all right? But the scriptures is suffice. They have enough. They have what you need. They're going to get you through. This is the word of the Creator, right? So don't have those, what we call itching ears. A lot of individuals these days, especially in these last days, you have itching ears. This is 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Right? You have a lot of individuals, your ear is itching, and you're gonna scratch it. Meaning you're gonna go and see what this does. You're gonna go and see what that book of Enoch does. You're gonna go and see what, but you're not trusting in the source. You're not trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So you're telling the Most High that you need more when he knows what you need and he's giving you what you need. But you're acting like that's not it because you more so want what you want and you don't want what you need. All right? So it's about, because what is that? Going after your wants, your desires versus your necessities, your needs. That's the flesh. That's the lust. Yeah, I may want multiple wives, but at this position, what I need is one wife. All right? All right? This individual right here, Alice, she has itching ears. Brothers caught you in a live the other day calling on Jesus, but you said that you watched Great Millstone. That's crazy. So those itching ears has caused you to wander farther and farther from the truth, to be caught up in lives, which I told you was a live you was in with some bug outs. God breaking down the Sabbath incorrectly. So you may have had the Sabbath breakdown correct, but your itching ears have led you to a bug out and he's confused you. And that's ultimately showing that the Most High does not want to deal with you. That's why he's putting you through so much pain with your bodily system. All right? Everything comes out at the end of the day. Your spirit always will expose you. This is James 3:2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold also the ships which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeneth. Even so the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Your tongue has the power of life and death. Every idle word shall be judged. It's not, your tongue is the most important weapon that you have. So therefore, by you going and conversing with individuals that are devils, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, they don't even call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You saying okay in the comments, but you don't comprehend what's really going on. You was amongst the prophets. You was amongst the men that called on the proper names. But you left, right, to seek because you're itching ears. Furthermore, that's not order. Furthermore, 1 Corinthians 14:34 and 35. Your man should be guiding you and teaching you. All right? At the end of the day. Okay? Or the elders. Whoever your man is watching. If your man is watching Great Millstone, why the hell would you watch IUIC? Why would you watch ISUPK? You understand? You're conflicting. That's Amos 3:3. So therefore, you're going to bump heads. The vibration is not equal. It's not the same. I'm listening to jazz. You listening to heavy metal. That don't funk. That don't rock together. Don't make sense. Right? Verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. Because your words, your tongue. Let's get it going. Let's go over here. All right. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Okay? At the end of the day, what are you saying? So you believe that the Most High gave all answers to one person. Who said that? You didn't even comprehend what I just said. I said, if your husband watches Great Millstone, you should watch Great Millstone. Is Great Millstone one person? Huh? You answer that question yourself. Is Great Millstone one person? Is GMS one person? Last time I checked, it was many brothers. Last time I checked, the prophets are the prophets. They're going to be in one mind. That's what you're not comprehending. All right? Keep it. Matter of fact, this is Romans 12:4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. The thing is, brothers and sisters are going to be of the body of Hamashiach, or they're not. If they're not even calling on the right names, then what are you doing dealing with them? What is wrong with you? That's why I did a lesson titled, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind. You are given over to a reprobate mind because you're dealing with individuals that don't even call on the Father. They don't even give him honor. I asked that man, Salvation for Israel, what's the name of the Most High? He said, it don't even matter. What is wrong with you? You're not going to stand bold for the names? Right? You know what I mean? You'll fall for whatever. You'll teach whatever. The name is the strong tower. It does matter. It matters 100%. Acts 4:12. It's only one name under the heavens which we will obtain salvation from. So you're telling me that name doesn't matter. You're going against the scriptures. So you go back and ask yourself that question. So you believe that the Most High gave all answers to one person. Didn't he raise up Abba Bibbins? Didn't he raise up Elijah? Didn't he raise up John the Baptist to go forth and make the way for Yahweh Shai? Didn't he raise up the apostles? We all come from a branch. We all are under Yahweh Shai. If they're not speaking the words of Yahweh Shai, then they're not under that. They're not from that branch. Their father is the devil. They've joined with the devil. They have an off spirit. I don't even get why you can't understand that. That's why you're confused. We gave you the Sabbath breakdown, but you go to another individual to get the Sabbath breakdown to be confused. And they broke it down incorrectly. Talking about some showbread. Nigga, you can cook bread whenever you want to cook bread. The fuck is he talking about? You got no damn understanding, man. All right? Let's get back to that James 3. Verse 7. For every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea are tamed and have been tamed of mankind. Is tamed and have been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. This is what a lot of you women have. You got that gossiping spirit. You got that chatterbox spirit. You got that itching ear. You just want to talk and talk. You like the sound of your own voice. You can't shut up. Do you know it's beneficial to shut up? It's literally beneficial for you to shut up. Right? Let's actually look that up. Because I know it is. I practice it. Look at this. Yes, being quiet or embracing silence has several well-documented benefits, including reduced stress, improved focus and creativity, enhanced problem solving, better sleep, and increased opportunities for self-reflection and personal growth. So shut the fuck up. Silence can also foster positive perceptions in others, such as making one seem more trustworthy, mature, and a better listener. All you gotta do is shut up. All you gotta do is shut up, man. Like, damn, is it that hard? But out here in Babylon, you want to do everything, man. You want to be everywhere. All right? Let's get another precept. Oh, I get this one. Proverbs 29:9. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. This is why you individuals that have itching ears and foolish lips, and you can't obtain the knowledge. We taught that lady a lesson for 2 hours, bro. We gave her this, we gave her that. We taught her the Sabbath. We taught her how to heal herself. We taught her this and that. 2 days later, she was in somebody else's live that's bugged out. I literally said that. I literally said that too. I said, yo, watch out, because there's a lot of bugged out Israelites on here that's not under GMS. That's not under Great Millstone. That's not bringing the correct doctrine. They're going to confuse you, manipulate you, and they're going to be off. You could tell off of that page how they let the women talk. When the women are supposed to be silent in the church. You can tell an Israelite woman off of how she moves. I don't give a damn if you think you Israel. Yeah, you might be an Israelite by blood, but you don't show it. You don't have the characteristics. You women be all up. Y'all want to come up. Y'all want to be all in the comment board. Y'all want to be known. Y'all want to be showing yourselves. Hey, brother. Shalom, brother. I'm right here, brother. Hello, brother. Man, shut up. You women are not, y'all not Israel, man. All Israel is not Israel. Your characteristics don't add up. You don't know how to shut up. You don't even know how, if you're a woman, you need to actually be reading the Bible and understanding what is a Proverbs 31 woman? What is a 1 Timothy 2nd chapter woman? What does 1 Corinthians 14, 34 and 35 look like? What does Sirach 25 look like? What does Sirach 26 look like? What is a virtuous woman? Have you comprehended that yet? No, you haven't. Out here with your itching ears and your big ass mouth. Well, these brothers taught me this. These brothers taught me that. But then you over here, well, y'all brothers are saying this. Y'all brothers are saying that. It's you everywhere, man. What does scripture say? Her quiver is open to every arrow. You just letting every damn doctrine come up in you. The truth was given to you, but you rejected it. You denied it. Therefore, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai denies and rejects you. And that's just the way it goes. Because you're foolish. Extremely foolish. Let's go back to that James. James 3 and 8. Let's read it again. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Let's go to Jeremiah. Because this is what's going on. What goes on before your tongue even says anything? All right. Who is you? Base interest thoughts? We don't know you, bro. What's the name of the Most High and what's the name of the Son? You guys is weird, bro. Don't come up in my live talking. We don't know you. We don't know you. We don't owe you. We don't trust you. We don't got to deal with you. Weird ass individuals, man. We don't care. You can't give us gifts. You can't bribe your way in. You can't bribe your way in the kingdom, bro. I don't care how many likes. I don't care how many shares. We don't care about that dumbass shit. We don't care about views. One viewer or 100 viewers. I'm still preaching the same message. A1, you incorrect. Ain't no Yahuwah, ain't no Yahusha. You look like a damn devil. All right, but hey, matter of fact, we gonna help you. We gonna help you. And see if you can actually retain the knowledge. So, what is it? I've been saying it the whole live. All right, but first of all, we're going to show you where you're incorrect at. Because that's what you need to understand. The letter U was created in the late Middle Ages from the Roman letter V. If you just got in the live, you should Ecclesiastes 5:1. Y'all actually got to read the Bible, man. Y'all got to start reading, man. You need to learn order. If you didn't know what was going on, maybe you should sit back and observe. Sit back and listen. Don't just walk up in the live. Hey, I'm in the live. Hey, what's up, y'all? No, actually observe the room. Pay attention to what's going on. Okay? Look at you. But before you teach me, teach yourself, where it talks about how you speaking to teach. With that attitude, I ain't about to teach you shit. You obviously didn't hear me. I said I don't give a fuck. You understand? So you can leave the live. Now, the letter U was created in the late Middle Ages from the Roman letter V. Initially, as a rounded stemless variant to distinguish the vowel sound U from the consonant, a distinct V, a distinction not formalized until the 17th century. This rounded form emerged from handwritten scripts where it was easier to produce than the pointed V shape, and it became a distinct letter through the efforts of printer Lazari Zetzner in 1629. The Latin alphabet did not originally differentiate between U and V. The single letter V served both sounds until the rounded U form was developed and standardized. Okay? You must have missed that scripture. Oh, you missed a lot of scriptures, A1. But you know what? Since I missed the scripture, give it to me. Post it in the comments. I'll go get it. Post it in the comments. I'll go get it. All right? I teach however I want to teach. What I'm doing is upbraiding you. Do you know what that means? So, because do you understand your offense? Your offense is you're worshiping a false god. Your offense is you're worshiping a false god. You called on Yahuwah and Yahusha. You think that's okay? You think that's okay to come up in here blaspheming the name, making the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, you putting it in vain? You're making it of no use? You're making it of no effect? You think that's okay? Do you understand your offense? You don't. You don't want to address that. You just want to address the way that I'm talking. It seems like it's pointless with you. This is 2 Corinthians 11:6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So, okay, I talk how I talk. That's me. I'm teaching scriptures, but going against it. What scripture did I go against? You know what? I'm going to give you, and to the end of this, if you can't provide no scripture that I went against, you will be blocked because you're a liar. Once again, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. Have I committed an offense and abrazing myself that ye might be exalted? Because I have preached to you the gospel of God freely. Ain't nobody debating. Ain't nobody arguing. What have I told you? Shut the fuck up and listen. You the one debating, going back and forth in the comments like a little bitch. You understand that? That's what you doing. I'm bringing the word out. You the one going back and forth. You can't shut up. It's 13 people in here. You one of those 13. The 12 people can understand you are the one that's in contention. If you came to see okay, what scripture did I just bring out if you actually came to see? What scripture did I just bring out, huh? You didn't come to listen, dude. You came to talk. That's your problem. That's your issue. You can't shut up. What did I tell you when you came in here? Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter. Let's read it. But I don't think you can shut up long enough to actually listen to it. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of power, and be more ready to hear. You see that? Be more. I'm going to read it real slow for you. Be more ready to hear, comma, and be more ready to hear, comma, than to give the sacrifice of fools, right? For they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, thy mind, be hasty to utter anything before power. For power is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. You see, I hate teaching like that. But you slow as hell, so I got to teach slow as hell. Is that what you like? That's what you want? If you still even in here? You want me to teach like that for you? You want me to talk real slow for you? You understand? You not of the elect, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah don't want you. So continue to call on the names of Yahuwah and Yahusha. Because you got more a problem with how I teach than the fucking message. Verse 3. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah about to sift out all you simple ass simp individuals, man. Man, I didn't like how them brothers was talking. But guess what? You ain't gonna like when them pew-pews is in your face. When your wife getting raped in front of you. When your kids getting raped in front of you. They taking your little 11-year-old daughter. They ripping her clothes off. They going in her. They having fun with her. You ain't gonna like that. Yeah. But we was worse than them though, I guess. Because we cussed a little bit. We upbraided you. We rebuked you. We corrected you. We told you to get right. Turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, or this stuff was going to happen to you. We was worse. We was worse than them, I guess. We not the ones that told you to take a C-hip, that take a Neuralink. We not the ones that put the jabby jab in you, made it where you can't even get hard no more. You can't even reproduce children. We ain't the ones that did that to you, yo dumbass. We ain't the ones that's putting chemicals in your food. We ain't the ones that's changing your hormones, that's changing your DNA structure. We ain't the ones that's hurting your back. We ain't the ones that's making you work every single damn day. We ain't the ones that's making you pay taxes. We ain't the ones that's making you pay for this house with extra interest. I got a $400,000 house, $500,000 house. On paper, this shit worth $1 million. Because of the fucking interest. So I gotta pay $1 million to live here. Over the amount of what 30 years? $1 million. The house is worth half that. You understand? But the system of Esau raises shit up. We ain't the ones that's doing that. But you mad at us. The fuck you mad at us for? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? The hell did I do? I ain't do shit to you, man. So if you offended, be offended, nigga. And don't come back. This is 2 Corinthians 3:12. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech. Plain upon tables, bro. If you get offended upon this, because what? I give you the gospel freely. I talk to you freely. I'm not in here trying to be above you. I'm not in here trying to make myself higher than you. I'm not boasting on you. I'm talking to you like a man. I'm teaching you the gospel the correct way, the proper way. That's what matters. But you want that shiny suits theory. That's what you want. And I know he gone, but it don't matter. It's whoever come and take this, man. All right? It's about the spirit. It's not about the carnal. Psalms 27:14. Wait on Yahweh, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh. He want me to hold his hand. You want me to hold your hand. And it blinded him. Let's get that, man. It blinded him to the fact where he couldn't even receive the name. Okay? This is Psalm 69:22. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. This right here, this lesson should have been for your welfare. It should have helped you. It could have saved you. You know what I'm saying? It could have, helped you start working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But it was to you as a trap. It was to you as a stumbling block. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is to you as a stumbling block. You ran away because you didn't like how the prophets talk. Oh, you really wouldn't have liked Moses. You really wouldn't have liked Yahweh Shai. You really wouldn't have liked Elijah or Elisha. Or Samuel. Oh, man. Samuel cut Agag up into pieces. You wouldn't like him. You really wouldn't have liked Elisha. He summoned bears and they tore apart young men. You really wouldn't have liked Phineas. He threw a javelin through an individual, 2 individuals, unalived them. You really wouldn't have liked these individuals, man. You're caught up in an illusion. You like what you like. This is what you niggas like. Y'all like Christianity because it's soft. Y'all like Christianity because it's sugar-coated. It's nice. It's sprinkly dinkly. That's what you like. You like for your mind to be played with. Come play with my mind. Teach me lies. That's what you like. Be honest. You like the bullshit. You Jakes like the bullshit, man. Stop fucking around, Jake. You like it. Ooh, you like it. Oh, man. Fuck Jake, bro. Fuck Jake, bro. Verse 23. Let their eyes be darkened, that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. That's what's taking place. Because you're carnal, Jake. Your head is shaking. You're trembling. You're fearful. You let an individual get fearful, scared. What are they going to do? They're going to grab a pew-pew and they're going to try to be wrathful. They're going to act off emotions, anger. That's what you're going to do. You never had the strong tower. You never knew how to control and rule over your spirit. Nah, that's not in your vocabulary. Rule and spirit, that ain't in your vocabulary. You're not spiritual. So you don't know how to maintain yourself. Let's go to Proverbs, the 25th chapter. And let's start right here. All right. Let me see. 14. And we're going to go down to the bottom. Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. What you have right now, to you individuals that you're confident in something that's not real. You've been given artificial product and you think you got the real deal. But you're soon going to find out. Right? Go back to that Hurricane Katrina documentary. And they were given those houses and it was a nice little deal. But guess what? Within 2 months, the houses was folding and breaking and cracking and water damage and pipe plumbing damage and all of this. Cheap ass houses. Now you still got to pay for that shit. So you were given a false product. You were given an artificial product. It's not real. That's what Esau gives us, bro. Constantly. False. You falsify. You falsify everything. Oh, take that to Amos, man. Right? That's what they do. They falsify the shekel. They give you products and they double, if not triple or quadruple the price of it. What, man? Go to the eighth power of it. Look at Jordans. They made for $15, $10. They sell them for $200, $300. You understand what I'm saying? But what are you saying? But Michael Jordan, he's an Israelite. So what? He's took on the vibration of an Edomite. He moves like Esau. He invests in prisons. All right? He moves like Esau. He say he don't mess with niggas. He don't mess with his people, his own people. He don't care about us. Okay? That nigga is a Roman. He's a high-paid gladiator. He did what he had to do in the Colosseum. He bent over backwards. He took it. Yes, indeed. Right? So now he's a high-paid gladiator. He's getting over on destroying us, his own people. Jake is the largest amount of people on this planet. If you understand that. If you produce a product and you sell it to Jake and it's a good product, right? Or whatever, it's appealing to Jake, you're going to make a lot of money. Because it's more wicked Jake than righteous Jake. All right? At the end of the day. So, by him doing what he's done, you know, it's like you're getting over, you're using your advantages, man. One second. Because this individual said Michael Jordan did not invest in prisons. Now, it would tell you that automatically off of Google, but you have to further go. Because, hey, AI overview is not always correct. AI overview told us that Crawford lost the fight. That shit was false.
Michael Jordan invests in private prisons. In 2014, a blog called Urban Intellectuals made a comparison between slavery and how Nike, which has a partnership with Jordan, produces its products. The blog post suggested that a former Oregon representative had offered Nike competitive labor costs to bring their production back to America and use prison labor, competing with the overseas costs and reduce.
And that's the thing. So, he doesn't directly invest in prisons. He invests in companies that use prison labor. All right? So furthermore, that's what it means. Such as General Motors, such as Victoria's Secret, such as Nike. They use inmates to produce their products. You understand? So that's what it means. All right? It's basically the same thing. And I'm talking about the same Michael Jordan that you talking about. Whoever you are, Christopher Israel. Never met you, never dealt with you. Once again. All right? So it's like the middleman is Nike. That's the middleman. Furthermore, it's not taken away from the fact is that he's a wicked Jake. Okay? That's the point here. If you even understand what that means. He's a wicked Jake. He's not for his people. Okay? Now keeping it going. Verse 15. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Because too much honey is what? Too much honey is bad for you. So you got to have that balance. Okay? You got to have a balance. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee, and so hate thee. A man that beareth false witness against his neighbor is a maul, and a sword, and a sharp arrow. Confidence is an unfaithful man in time of trouble, is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and a vinegar upon nitrate, so is he that singeth songs to an heavy heart. Now, this is what Jordan does. Since Christopher Israel, you want us to go more so pinpoint on Jordan. The point being was that he gives a product where you know Jakes are at a disadvantage, and you're appealing to them, and you're giving them that product for a huge amount of money, $200, $300. You understand what we're saying? You're taking advantage of the simple minds of Jake. They're going to go out and fight and even unalive over your shoes. And you know you have that type of power. All right? Do I wear Nike? Yeah, motherfucker. Okay? Oh, dumbass boy. You don't understand what we're saying. Okay? Because you do not have the spirit. All right? As the brother just called you out, you still praying in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the problem because I bought Nikes? No. That man stupid, boy. What I say in the live earlier. Who is giving you the parasites? Who is giving you the No, don't block his ass. Let his ass keep talking, man. I'm mute him my damn self. I want to talk to this guy. Let his dumb ass keep talking. Because what he's doing is digging himself into a pit. Okay? Now, what I said in the live earlier. Who is dropping the chemtrails? Who is dropping the pesticides? Who is giving you Impossible Meat? Who is giving you Beyond Burger? Who is investing in Nike that is using prison labor? I don't have any stocks in Nike, buddy boy. Okay, Christopher? I know you're still in here. I don't have any stock in Nike. I don't control the death of my brothers and sisters. How am I part of the problem? Because I'm buying Nike? Okay, these little $30, bruh, that shit ain't do nothing. I gotta buy some clothes. You understand? We in captivity, man. What's your solution, Christopher? Did I walk around here barefoot and naked? What's your solution? Because all these companies are wicked. Every single one of them. Even the black ones. You could buy black, so-called. We just showed you how Michael Jordan is wicked. Okay, Christopher, well, what's your solution, brother? What's your solution? Right? We'll wait. We'll wait. What's your solution? Not to wear anything? Once again, we are cursed to eat defiled bread. Okay? Find a product that doesn't. What did I just tell you? All these products are wicked. All these products are on that. All right? Even at the end of the day, they got to go through tariffs. They got to go through Esau, the slave master. This is what you don't understand, that we are in a wicked kingdom. So regardless, stuff is not produced the correct way. If you understood, make your own. Oh, yo, good old smart boy. If you understood the sole on this, the rubber sole, is designed to stop the energy from the earth to come into your body. But you don't understand that. We are in a wicked kingdom. All right? And you're not going to understand it. You're just going to keep talking in the comment board. Because that's your lot. That's your position. To have a big mouth and to say stupid shit like make your own. I don't own no shoe company, bro. I don't own no clothes factory, bro. All right? You are being over righteous. That's what you're being. Over righteous. If you ever read the Bible, you need to go to Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, and realize that you're being over righteous. All right? Now let's get back to it. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, for Yahweh shall reward thee. The north wind driveth away rain, so doeth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. Let's get a precept. This is Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So we have to learn how to move and adapt to our environment. Okay? At the end of the day. You said you jump on Jordan for something he doesn't control. Michael Jordan definitely controls the labor force that he has. He definitely controls using prison labor. He definitely controls using people in China, people in Japan, poverty individuals to make his shoes. He definitely controls that. That's his company, dumbass. Okay? As the brother Kakama said, he sold out. How can't you understand that? Like, are you that simple in the mind? Wait, is you and Jordan dating or something? I gotta protect my baby daddy. Is that what you on? You gotta protect him? The man is wicked. The man is evil, man. Okay? But you can't come to the realization of that. All right, I'm a liar. Okay. Well, guess what? I don't want you to be in the presence of a liar. So now we're going to get you up out of here. Don't want you to be up in the presence of a liar, man. Right? So let me get you up out of here. I'm sorry, brother, that I'm lying to you. I'm sorry. My bad. Forgive me. All right? So we got to be what? Go forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now you will have some of our brothers and sisters that what? That try to take advantage of us being sheep, like a Jordan. You would try to take advantage of your brothers in poverty. You would try to manipulate your brothers in poverty. This is what we see with, a lot of Israelite groups. You trying to charge your brothers and sisters for lessons, trying to charge them for names. All right? That's what you're trying to do. Okay? So they're manipulating our brothers and sisters. To the sister Veronica, listen to the brothers in the comments. They trying to help you. All right? You seem to have an anxious spirit about you, and that's good. But the brothers is going to correct you because your Hebrew is off, and you seem to be calling on the wrong name. All right? But Shalawam, that's the proper way. It's Shalawam or Shalom, not Shalom. It's not Ben, it would be Bon. All right? Your name is Veronica Ben Yehuda. So in the Hebrew, the proper Hebrew, not Yiddish, you're saying that you're a son of Judah. Okay? Yeah, well, we got to tell you, you're not a son of Judah, sister. You're actually a female. So you're not Bon. You're not Ben. You are a sister. All right? You would be Bath. Bath, that's daughter. Bath. So it would be, in the Hebrew, the proper Hebrew, it would be Bon. All right? I'm a bat. It's not bat, Yahuwah. It's not Yahuwah. It's no you in the Hebrew. Yeah, your husband going off. All right, and since you have a husband, I would, it would be better for him to come in this live, if he's present, right? But since he's not present, then we would tell you 1 Corinthians 14, 34 and 35. Because if Yahweh has you under a man that does not have the truth and the understanding, right, then he has you under that man for a reason, right? Now, if you believe that what we're saying is true, then you should get your husband to come and actually listen to this, okay? Now, this is 1 Corinthians 14, 34 and 35. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the church. Now, a true woman that's guided by a real man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai would not even be speaking in this live. At the most, she would say is Shalawam. That's it. All right? So that's at the most. You understand? So we can tell already in your household that the guidance and the order and the structure is off. Right? And it's not a knock to you or your head, but it's just probably a knock to the elders that you follow and the order that y'all have been raised up in. You understand? Now, a church is when 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, you said, and who are you to say my structure's off? You not my power. Well, sister, I just literally read the scriptures. Let your women keep silence in the churches. This is a church, and you're not keeping silent. Look at you. Okay, am I in a man-made temple? What are you talking about? I'm in my room. I'm in my office. Oh my goodness. Kakama, you see this mess? You said you read from the King James Bible, which he was I had to drop my phone, bro. Yeah, we could tell you off. Okay. Hey, don't block her yet. Don't block her yet. Sister, King James was not gay. He actually had a lot of kids. Okay? You have been taught that by Esau Edom. All right? Now, if you go into that, where you get that from, this was after King James' death. Do you understand that King James was a melanated man? Okay? He was a melanated man. He ruled Scotland and England. He had over 5 kids. Okay? He organized over 50 scribes to come together and put this Bible together. The 1611 King James Bible, which has a total of 80 books. He was not G-A-Y, as you said. Furthermore, that rumor and a lot of blasphemous and slanderous things were put on his name after he was unalived. To what? To defame him and to slander him. Understand that? This is what you need to understand before you make those statements. That King James was not G-A-Y. You just repeat whatever the white man gave your ass. Come on now. And that's how we know your structure is off. That's furthermore showcasing the structure of your household. All right, now if you speak again, you will be muted. The fuck out of here. Let's keep it going, man. You women be out of order, man. And y'all be thinking y'all so damn right. Y'all not right. Y'all wicked as hell. Y'all are extremely wicked. All right. Let's go back to James 3 and 8. But the tongue can no man tame. We saw that in Christopher and we saw that in Veronica. Which I'm going to be saying it all day. Veronica Bon Yehuda. That's what she said. She's a son of Judah. She's a son of Judah. What the fuck? That girl a son of Judah. I ain't never seen that. Okay? Out of the same mouth. Oh, Salakia, verse 9. Wait a minute, my wife outside? One second. Oh, that's AJ. He out there playing basketball. You know, I had to go beat him up yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? 10-5. He couldn't stop my drive. Yeah, I was tired as hell, though. All right, anyway. Verse 9. Therewith bless we power, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of power. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Now, what is cursing? It's not cuss words like fuck, damn, ass, shit, bitch. Those are not curse words. I mean, those are cuss words, but they're not cursing. To curse somebody, Slacky. To curse somebody is like, I damn you and your family for 100 years to blah, blah, blah. Curses. You're putting curses up on an individual. Okay? Exactly as the brother said, is to put a curse on them. So cuss words are different from cursing. You got to understand these things. And are we allowed to put curses on individuals? Yes. Didn't Elijah do that? Didn't Samuel do that? Didn't Moses do that? Didn't individuals before us do that? Didn't Yahushua do that? Place curses on individuals. Okay? All right? Sister April, hold it down in the comment board. All right? 1 Corinthians 14, 34, 35. 1 Timothy 2, 11, reading down. All right? Women are to be silent in the churches. All right? But it's good that you understand that. Shalawam. But just hold back and listen, sister. You know. All right, so doeth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt and water and fresh. Now, let's go back up to the top because this is what it's pertaining to. All right. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeneth. Now, what we looking at is a lot of wicked ass individuals. That's what we're looking at. But we have to have the restraint and the understanding to deal in this world. That's why I was also reading Proverbs, the 25th chapter. We got to get to the point over there. Okay? All right, let's go back to 24 and we're going to get to the point. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. Avoid confrontation. Stay out of the way. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. These things, searching for your own righteousness, trying to prove your own righteousness, not walking in the way that Yahushua told us to walk in, right? Moving in these type of ways. Okay? You got to actually just trust in the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Don't try to do everything on your own. It's not of your own strength that you're going to get up out of Babylon. This is Romans 10 and 3. For they being ignorant of power's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of power. So you have to identify these individuals. Oh yeah, he's a filthy lucreate. Oh yeah, he teaches for fame. He teaches for money. He teaches for accomplishments. He teaches to have a mega church. He teaches to have boom, boom, boom. Right? Is an individual sincere or are they full of sin? That should be the question that you asking. Hey, well, damn, man, I see this brother on TikTok every day, man. Regardless, it'd be 6 people in the live. It'd be 20 people, 30 people. He's still teaching. Sometimes I see the lives get took down and brother pop up on another whole nother page. I'll be like, damn, that brother don't care. We still gonna go. Regardless through the persecution. Regardless through what's going on. We still gonna push this word, man. Right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can't keep the word down. Can't stop, won't stop. All right? So keep that in mind. So you gotta rule over your spirit. Is individuals gonna get on your nerves? Yes. Is individuals gonna talk shit about you? Yes. Right? Is it gonna be times where you wanna fight? Yes. Is it gonna be somebody that offends you? Yes. Is people gonna talk stuff about you? Yes. All of this stuff will happen. But you gotta what? Let's do it again. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. You have to have that restraint. Those individuals came in alive, got on my nerves. The Veronica, the Christopher, right? You know, it's whatever. It's a little vexation. They don't get it, but I tried their spirits a little bit to see if they got it. They all exposed themselves. This man is defending Michael Jordan. This girl called King James G-A-Y. She doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. The spirit exposes them. Their ignorance exposes them. But I had to have the restraint to deal with them. Yahweh Shah told us, man, hey, somebody wants you to walk a mile with them, walk twain. So I'm going to be the bigger person in every situation, Yahweh Ratazah. All right, restraint refers to a control or a device that limits movement, action, or freedom, and also the quality of having self-control over one's emotions, desires, and actions. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you understand how powerful that is, man? To control your emotions, your desires, and your actions. That is the difference between you being unalived and making it, man. That's a major. All right, let's get this from the brother Yasharahla. 1 and 30. Exalt, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so power discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou cameth not in truth to the fear of Yahweh, but thy heart is full of deceit. Him that exalteth himself shall be abased. You lift up yourself, you shall be brought down low. Understand that. You shall be brought down low. You don't want to lift up yourself. You may have a good lesson. You may bring out a couple good lessons, you know, and brothers may exalt you. Okay. Hey, Kal Halam La Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. If you're a part of the body, then that's bro, if you the lungs, you supposed to beat. You supposed to produce air. That's what you supposed to do. You the kidneys, you supposed to cleanse the blood. That's what you supposed to do. You understand? You over here, hey, I'm the kidneys, man. Hey, without me, y'all wouldn't make it. Nigga, shut up. I'm the liver, man. Without me, you couldn't filtrate your liquids. Shut up, man. Okay? We are all working with one another. You supposed to do lessons. You supposed to hit the corners and preach and teach. You supposed to do that. You want me to congratulate you on what you supposed to do? Damn. And we gonna exalt and lift up one another. Hey, good job, bro. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Good job. Keep going. But really, if you a prophet, you supposed to prophesy. You supposed to teach. I mean, really, that's what you supposed to do. It should be natural to you. All right? I'm saying, damn. What did you think the job implied? Did you read the application? Yeah, it's gonna require you to go through much persecution. It's gonna require you to get, talked about, spit at, mocked, scoffed. It's gonna require family may turn on you. It's gonna require wife may leave you. It's gonna require all of this. You understand? Yeah. Some be wanting a cookie. What you want? A cookie? What you want? You want a cake, nigga? What you want? What you want? Hey, man, I did 15 lessons last week, man. Hey, can I get an oatmeal cookie? It what Jake be on, bro. Okay, you did 15 lessons. Okay, do 15 more. And keep going. What you want, bro? You at war. You supposed to unalive. You supposed to fight back. You supposed to throw grenades. You supposed to use the sword. The only time I get worried is when you ain't on the front lines doing what you supposed to do. Then I'm like, yo, hey, our defense is kind of low over here, Op. We need somebody over here. Where you at, Op? You ain't fighting no more. Shit, man, I'm at the end of my rope. You at the end of your rope? Hell nah. We gotta keep going, bro. We gotta keep going. But they talking about that C-hip, and I think I'm about to take it. Nah, bro. The hell is you talking about? What is you talking about? Yeah, we gotta talk our brothers up off a roof. Remember on Lean on Me? Alright? Mr. Clark had to talk the fat boy off the roof. Come on, man. Brothers don't need to get in that position. This is why you fast and you pray, man, to keep them demons up off you. Okay? Stay in the spirit, Yasharahla. The elect, stay in the spirit. Ecclesiasticus 43:30. When ye glorify Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, exalt him as much as ye can. For even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. You can't praise the Father and the Son enough, bro. It's impossible. We serve ultimate everlasting powers without limits. What I'm always saying, man, we no limit soldiers. Do you understand? We are in the process of being groomed to be on that, to be no limit soldiers. In the kingdom, we will be getting everlasting glory, man. Okay? The heathens are going to bow down at our feet. All right? You're going to have Moabites. Medicure, pedicure, you need that, massage, you need that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to have everywhere. I know I'm going to have me a couple concubines with a couple happy endings. That's what I'm going to have. All right? Let them know I'm coming through. I need that. I'm gonna call that shit Club Moab. Club Ammon. This is what we gonna have, man. Ultimate glory. Dominion. Rulership, Jake. Multiple wives. Seeds. Every time we encounter our wives and our concubines, we getting them pregnant. We getting them pregnant. They're gonna be barefoot and pregnant every time we come in contact with them. I hit one plant, impregnate her. Hey, I'll be back in about a year. Or I'll be back at the birth of my son or my daughter. I'll be back. Boom. I come back, show up for the birth, right? You know what I'm saying? Let it go. If it's a daughter, 80 days. If it's a son, 40 days. All right? You know what I'm saying? Spend some time. Then at that 40-day, 80-day time, I impregnate her again. This is what we going to be doing. repopulating the earth, bro. All right? Keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes perfectly, not to the best of our ability no more, but perfectly. Impregnate her again, I'm off. I'm going to see another wife. I'm going to see another concubine. That's what we going to be doing. Right? Let's get a scripture upon that. Some of y'all like, man, that's misogynistic. And shut your simp ass up. Okay? This is Isaiah 60 and 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. Let's get that word, hasten. Okay? To make haste, to show haste, act quickly, hasten, come quickly. To enjoy, be excited. Make haste, hurry, right? To be eager with excitement or enjoyment. Ready to hurry. This means a lot of sex. Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of sex. A little one shall become 1,000. A lot of enjoyment. A lot of myrrh. Every time. Partying. Parties. 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 Right? This is what we talking about, man. We ain't doing that right now. This is not what's happening right now. No. I just had camp today, and I talked a little bit about the first law. The first commandment is to be fruitful and multiply. You're commanded to be fruitful and multiply. But you also have to understand you got to use wisdom at this time period. This is not the time to be fruitful and multiply, producing seed after seed after seed after seed. You know? This ain't that time, man. We don't got the funds to do it. We don't got the ability to do it. Now, yeah, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will provide, most definitely. Okay? But you have to use wisdom. This ain't the time to have multiple wives in abundance. This ain't the time to have 100 seeds running around your house. You don't have the room and the space for that. You don't have the food for that. You don't have the income for that. Right? But in the kingdom, we're going to be in a spirit of myrrh, a spirit of partying, a spirit of rejoicing. So let's go to Ecclesiastes real quick and let's twist it. Let's turn it around. It's Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of myrrh. All right? That's at this point in time. In the kingdom, we're going to be still the wise, but our house is going to be full of myrrh, full of partying. Micah 2 and 10, this is not our rest. It will destroy you with a sword destruction. Most definitely. When is our rest? That's the question you need to be adding. Well, if this not our rest, when will we rest? In the kingdom. Right? That's when we gonna rest. Ultimate enjoyment. You can't picture or comprehend what it's gonna feel like. You can think about it and ponder on it. You can read the scriptures, but until you in that, I ain't never owned no private island, bro. I ain't never owned no yacht. I ain't never had servants on the left of me and on the right of me at my beck and call. What do you need, Yeramiah? What do you need? What do you need? Anything? Nah, I'm good. Just chill out. Just chill out for a minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like that? I ain't never had that. What do you need? What do you need? Yo, go get me some of that grapefruit from the garden. On the 80th acre of my land. Oh yeah, I know them grapefruits you talking about. I got you. Shit be back in 10 minutes. Right? You ain't never had that. Yo, wake up in the morning. Hey, get my stallion, get my favorite stallion out. The white one. With the hair. I'm trying to ride. Yo. Hey, man. And Salakia, man, I'm just like, yo, the lesson pretty much over, but I'm just like, yo, we can't wait. I know brothers and sisters can't wait, man. You know? Exactly, Kakuma. That's how it's gonna be. And hey, we're gonna say these things because you individuals that don't get it, you can't retain it, you can't understand it, but that's what's gonna happen. Concubines, servants. So let's say you got two Japhetic servants, you know, and they was cool. They was alright in this time of the kingdom. So I ain't beating their ass. You know, I'm just whatever. They just serving. They cool. I got them set up in a nice little crib. You know, they got a kid. They got a daughter. They raised her up, right? She about 14, 15, 16. It come time. I come back into the land. They like, sire, would you please do us the honor of taking our daughter as a concubine, as a lesser wife? Oh, shit, I fuck with y'all. Yeah, I'll take her. Where she at? Boom, she come out. She bad as hell. Like, yo, that's y'all daughter? Oh, shit. Hey, y'all take the whole year off. Y'all take the whole year off, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take the whole year off. It's all good. Hey, this is what we talking about, man. This is what we talking about, man. You know, having that dominion, having that say-so, having that power, that ability, understanding. Let's go to Proverbs 29. Verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Everybody is going to be rejoicing. Everybody gonna be like, yo, man. Yo, that Kakuma, man. Yo, he's a great slave master. Yeah, master treat us good. Master treat us good. Master keep us healthy. Yeah, master throw parties every Sabbath. Master throw parties. That Ariah, man. That's yo, master so cool. Yeah, except them damn Edomites. Oh man, we gonna get that in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Right? Let's get the word rejoice. To rejoice means to feel or express great happiness, delight, or joy about something. They gonna love us. They gonna love us. It's gonna be a mix between love and fear. Exactly. I know that Somalian you talking about, Khan. It's going to be love, fear, respect, and honor. And it's going to be sincere. It's going to be real. You know? It can also mean to give joy to someone else. The word is often used in religious contexts, particularly in Christianity, to signify a deep, enduring joy and power, rather than just fleeting happiness. You know what I'm saying? So they will be glad of another success. They will be happy that we came up and rose up. We broke down Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter last night. And I remember, where's that scripture? It came to mind. With the Midians, right here. Okay? I saw the tents of Cushan and affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble, because under the rulership of these Edomites, they don't rule the earth properly. Everybody is in fear. Everybody is at the edge of war, at the edge of a great massacre about to take place because of the rulership and the vibration of these Edomites. This is how they rule their planet. Through fear, through war. We don't have to rule through war. Right? Now we're going to rule through fear, through respect, through honor, through power, having that authority, that back on that horse, most definitely. But we're not going to have to rule through war. We're going to be so powerful. Who want war with us? Who want war with us? Nobody war with us, man. Nobody war with us. Never, ever again. Nobody war with us. Nobody. So if anybody's out there, IURC, anybody out there teaching a doctrine that's saying somebody gonna war against us in the kingdom, you are bugged the hell out. You have no understanding. And now I mean your leaders have no understanding, your captains, your generals, whatever you calling yourself. You have no understanding. Nobody will war with us. And even if they think about warring us, we're going to throw their ass in the lake of fire or destroy their ass on sight. Even if you think about warring with us, because we're going to be able to read your thoughts. I'm in your mind, boy. That's what I'm going to say to my Edomites, man. I'm in your mind, boy. I'm in your mind. I can see what you saying. I can see what you thinking. What you say? I didn't say nothing, master, but you thought it. Sorry, master. I can't control my mind, master. I don't got that everlasting body, master. You can't control your thoughts. It's all right. I'll let it slide that one time. The water. Baba Kishore, Baba. On your knees. Hey, Isaiah 14, man. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Esau did all this. He weakened the nations, man. They hate him. They only serve under him because he got what he got. Who's the nuclear countries of the world? Let's look that up. Russia, US, China, France, UK, India, and also Pakistan, Israel, North Korea. Okay? Those are the nuclear power countries of the world. Now, look at these countries. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those countries are Edomites. All right? You got Moab right here. You got Elam and Elam. Okay? And then you got Moab right here. All right? So Esau ruling by that sword. Most definitely, Esau ruling by that sword. All right? That's the only reason that, the way that they set up. They dig their way into everybody's country. I was watching that Crawford fight. That Saudi dude, that's an Edomite. He not Ishmael. That Saudi prince dude, that's an Edomite. The elders brought that out. Those Saudi princes, those are Edomites. They dug their way into their culture and they took over their land. You got to look at that in the Ottoman Turk Empire, which brothers was going into that. I was asking questions about that a couple weeks ago. The Edomites dug their way into the Ottomans Empire, the Turkish Empire, right? So the Khazarians, Edomites dug their way into that. The Russians, Gog Magog, Edomites dug their way into that. Right? Go ahead, sister. If you got a question, go ahead. Exactly. We shall meditate terror when we step on the scene. Yeah, they're going to be afraid at the hem of our garment. Kind. All right, the sister said, I like to eat potatoes with the skin on. Should I soak in baking soda and vinegar first? Yes, indeed. If you want to. Myself, most of the times, I just... I be lazy with them sometimes. I just wash them in some hot water. But yeah, if you want to do the baking soda and vinegar, hey, it's definitely going to be better for you. Yeah, but yeah, the potatoes with the skin on, most definitely, that's fire. I like to I take them, and I wash them, and then I cut them up and I boil them for 30 minutes and then I'll bake them for 30 minutes. And what you're going to have is crispy ass fries, right? Just cut them up into fry-like ways. You know what I'm saying? And season them. Because we love them Cajun fries from Five Guys. But I'm like, all right, let's just make them. So yeah. But yeah, potatoes with the skin on, that's solid, right? That's a big tradition of our people, Gadites, tribe of Gad. They love to make potato salad. That's what they did. So, and it's healthy for you. Potato salad is actually really healthy for you. right? But yeah, most definitely on your fruits, do that baking soda and vinegar. All right, but yeah, yonder boy, you're welcome. So keeping it going, Esau weakened the nations. The nations are in a sense of mourning. All right, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right, satellites, internet, AI. Okay, Starlink, towers, radio, all the ways that they try to connect, CCTV. All right, they're watching you through the phones. They're keeping tabs on you. They showed you in the movie War of the Worlds. They show you in all these movies, man. They're keeping tabs on you. The CIA, the FBI, the DEA. How you doing, Alphabet boys? What's good? You can't stop Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I hope you know that. You know what I'm saying? So they want to be like the Most High. They want to know your insides. All right? Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Now, what is that talking about? Of course, yeah, it's talking about the lake of fire. But furthermore, after the lake of fire, they're going to be in a sense of hell. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30:7. And it reads, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So, as we felt that hell, we felt that indignation, we felt that, being knocked down, they're going to feel that. But it's not going to end with them getting salvation. No, it's going to end with them getting destruction. So these curses are going to be placed upon them. And we can see that today with the curses being placed upon them. I saw this Edomite boy today. The spot that I preach at, it was this Edomite at the crossroads, at the middle, the Midian. She's there. She got a sign up. I'm homeless, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there. Boy, I started camp with a big ass smile on my face. You don't know. I damn near put the camera on her. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there. I started preaching. She started looking at me. I started going in hard, boy. Oh, man. So the curses is on them. I'll tell you this, 10 years ago, I ain't seen no homeless Edomites. But now, I'm seeing them everywhere. I'm seeing them everywhere. So they're going to be brought down to hell. A mental state, right? A mental condition. Curses, torture, tormented. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? How did he shake the kingdoms? With the ICBM missiles, with assassinations, with, rebels, rebellions, taking over entire countries. This is how he shakes kingdoms, dropping missiles, dropping bombs, atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, nuclear bombs, making fire rain down from heaven. This is how he shakes kingdoms. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. He know who we are, but he won't let us go. You got us in this country being boxers, being NFLs, NBA players, whatever it may be, NASCAR drivers. Yeah, Jake is NASCAR drivers. Jake was great at driving chariots back in the day. So we're doing the same thing. Even though a lot of them NASCAR drivers may look Edomitish, all right, a lot of them are Jake. Okay, we come back in that lot, right? So Jake is used as slaves, man. As it tells you in the book of Revelations 18th chapter. What is sold in Babylon? Men are sold as slaves and souls of men. All right, and we about to wrap it up. Verse 17 and 18. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. That's speaking about after the 1,000-year reign. When, what? when these kings, which will be allowed to go back into their lands and rule over their lands, but still being subject to us. So you got, look at Kim Jong-un, that's a king. Okay, Xi Jinping, that's a king. Those are Moab kings, right? You're going to have Xi Jinping still subject to us, still sending us gifts, still keeping the order of Melchizedek. Yeah. Oh, you need, what you need? I send you my best. I send you my best. Oh, I send you my best. Right? That's what's going to be happening. All these guys, man, still bowing down. So it ain't never, that everlasting rulership is never going to change. All right? Look what the brother said, Khan. A brother from Winston-Salem State. Hey, that's my mama's spot. She went to Winston-Salem State. Right? Was racing there recently. That's what's up. All right? Keeping it going. So all the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. And because that's what they are. They're an abominable branch. It's a curse to be them. It sucks to be them. And as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass brought under feet, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. That's another name for Esau, the seed of evildoers. Because Jake do evil, but Jake will be allowed to come back. Jake will be reincarnated, regenerated, right? And have everlasting bodies. Okay? But Esau, yeah, you're going to be regenerated, reincarnated in the 1,000-year reign. But after that, whatever Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai want to do with your soul, he going to do with your soul. Okay? Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. All right, so it's over for them. If they are allowed to produce, it is for the sword. I get that for the brother. Prayer of Azariah 20 through 22. And it reads, deliver us according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name, O Yahweh, and let all them that do thy servants hurt be ashamed. Right? And that also includes you wicked Jake that teach our people confusion. You lead us to a slaughter. You're chopping us up your damn self, man. You wicked. You have no consideration. All you care about is mammon, is money. All you care about is making a bag. You don't actually care about healing Jake. Do you understand? Through these lessons, for you brothers that do lessons, man, stop taking this shit like it doesn't mean anything. You are healing. You are helping. You are building up. You are lifting up. You are bringing our people up out of darkness by doing lessons. You are rebuking demons off of you by doing lessons. You should occupy in prophecy. That's what the scriptures say. I mean, shit. What else I gotta say, bro? If you ain't gonna listen to me, listen to Yahweh Shai. Occupy in prophecy. Occupy till I come. What that mean? Well, he ain't really say what we supposed to be doing. Nigga, he said go out on the streets, preach and teach. He said bid them all to the marriage. Well, where he say that at? It says it right here. What you talking about? Oh, okay, it does. Well, shut up, man. Shut up. Just shut up. All you excuse-ass babies. You are the seeds that was born that have an excuse as of a father, an excuse as of a mother. You are just a fucking excuse. Your mother should have swallowed your ass, man. Wicked. I hate you niggas. Verse 21. And let them be confounded in all their power and might, and let their strength be broken. And let them know that thou art power, the only power and glorious over the whole world. Ain't no other power. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. The Father is the Most High. Yahweh Shah is the King. He has been given power, strength, and the ability to bring forth vengeance and salvation. Yahweh gave him that power. So Yahweh lifted him up. He put him in that position. That's order. That's structure. You know? And y'all individuals down here trying to pit them one against another. Well, you know, the Father is the Son is the Father. Shut up, man. That shows in your spirit and your characteristics, you wicked, you evil. You are twisting the word. You are twisting the scriptures. All right, so hey, that's pretty much it, man. That's the lesson. All right, the lesson. Man, if anybody got any type of questions, you can ask them right now. All right, if anybody want to come up, man, I got like 20 minutes, you know. But if not, then I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to chill out. Right now, I'm watching that Baki. Alliance of the 12 put me on that Baki, man. That junk hard. All right? It's a fire show. I like it. And I'm watching that Ninja Scroll. That Ninja Scroll hard, too. All right. The sister said, so did David put a curse on Micah, causing her to not have kids? Yes. All right, the Most High did that. Let's go over there. Let me look it up real quick. Second Samuel 6:14. Let's start at 12. Okay? Let's start at 12. All right. And it was told King David, saying, Yahweh hath blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because of the ark of power. So David went and brought up the ark of power from the house of Obed-Edom into the city of David with gladness. And it was so that when they that bare the ark of Yahweh had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. And David danced before Yahweh with all his might. And David was girdled with a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of Yahweh with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of Yahweh came into the city of David, Micah, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before Yahweh, and she despised him in her heart. So you know how, like like a woman could just be wicked, man. I saw this video the other day on TikTok saying that the women are always in competition with the man, which that's true in a sense. That's not the right way to be though, because that's not order. If it was proper order, then whatever your man is doing, regardless if you don't understand it, right? You just need to hold your tongue, hold your lip. You know what I'm saying? Trust in that man. This man has guided you, protected you, got you here, provided for you, taken care of you. So trust in that man, right? You know, trust that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is with him. And that's, as y'all saw with the sister that came in here, that Veronica chick. What did I say? I said if Yahweh has ordained for you to be with a man that does not know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, then that's what Yahweh did. He ordained for you to be with a bug out. All right? You know? That's what he wants you to be with. Right? We can't change that. If Yahweh has ordained you to be with a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he has ordained for that to be. All you got to do is play your role, play your position. The believing wife can sanctify the husband. The believing husband can sanctify the wife. Right? So it's not for you to force an individual to be in his truth. No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. You have to persuade men and women to believe. All right? If they don't believe, then they don't believe. I can't force you to believe. I can't. Hey, we push out. Brothers need to do videos, but at the end of the day, I can't force nobody to do no video. If you're going to do a video, you're going to do a video. You know? That's it. So what? Hey, what I'm about to do, hey, I got a video for you. I looked up all these precepts. Here you go, bro. All you got to do is bring the precepts out and talk. No. Because then you're not going to learn. And it's not going to be sincere. It's the spirit didn't move you to do that. It moved me to do that. You know? You got to get that experience on your own. I can't fight for you. You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I'm saying? So keeping it going. She despised him in her heart. That's a wicked act. And they brought in the ark of Yahweh and set it in his place in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yahweh. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahweh of hosts. I don't see, David ain't do nothing wrong. So why the fuck is you despising him in your heart? If a woman, a woman, to you women, if you start to feel that way about your man and this truth, you need to fast and pray, because that's a demon jumping on you. You always doing lessons. You ain't got no time for me. You always teaching. You always preaching. What about us? Right? Hey, Yahweh will get that man balance. It's a certain amount of balance that comes with this. Okay? Verse 19. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men, to everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh. So, hey, you know, some food, a good piece of flesh, and a flagon of what? This a party, Jake. Look at what this is, bro. Everybody got cake, some meat, and some wine. Everybody, the women and the men. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. This is a party, Jake. King David came through. They got the Ark of the Covenant back. He gave everybody some wine, some meat, and some bread. That's a good king. They rejoiced because when the wise and the righteous are in rulership, the people are taken care of. Then David returned to bless his household, and Micah, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, "How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself." So she trying to say, basically, I bring the brother up. She's basically trying to say that David was naked. She despised it. All right, Shalawam, bro. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Shalawam. Yasharahla Yasharahla. Go ahead. I ain't want to interrupt.
And David said to Micah, "It was before Yahweh which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of Yahweh, over Israel. Therefore will I play before Yahweh. And I will yet be more vile than that, and will be base in my own sight. And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Micah, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death." So Yahweh placed that on her. I don't have the power to make my wife barren. You understand that? To the sister, we don't have the power to do that. If Yahweh wants to make a woman's womb barren where it doesn't produce, he does that. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? You got it, bro. You want to add something?
Khan. So to that whole situation dealing with Michal, Saul's daughter, to David. If you go back a chapter, you can read, because remember, Saul, he was after David. He didn't like David. All right. The Lord put a particular spirit upon him to envy David. That's why you have something that's called a house of Saul versus the house of David. But more importantly, what she didn't understand, to add to Yeramia's point, if you read, I think it's First Esdras, the fourth chapter, where they went to the king, and basically they was breaking down like certain situations, and one of those situations was dealing with the woman in general. And it was said to the king that a man does everything for a woman, just like today in society. You know, women, they think that they're the prize. You gotta have, you gotta have every thing ticked off on their list in order for you to impress them, which is a fulfillment of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, where it says a woman shall compass a man. So today in Western society, okay, and the reason why I say Western society is because that's the only thing that's taught in the West. When you go over to the East, they don't play that bullshit. That's why they had a problem with the Prince of Qatar last year when he held that huge soccer tournament, and he put out a decree that anybody that's caught, any tourist that comes over and they're caught making out or doing whatever, or if a woman gets caught twerking or doing all of that, that BS that they do in the West, they're gonna go to jail.
Mm.
They're going to go to jail. You know why? Because they still hold fast to the ancient customs of the East. And this is why we always say, when you read the scriptures, you cannot read the scriptures with a Western mindset, because this is what happens. You get your feelings caught up, and then you'll project and say, well, the things have changed now. We're no longer in the Old Testament or the New Testament. We can do. No, you can't do what you want to do. You still have a divine law. As a woman, you're supposed to act accordingly. Now, in the case of Michal, she doesn't understand. It tells you in the Apocrypha, when you go to praise Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're supposed to put all of your might in your praise. David understood that. She didn't understand that. That's why David had to explain that I done this in the act of Yahweh, because he made me king over the whole nation of Israel. But he really didn't have to explain that to her, but he just did it anyway, right? And so it even tells you, like, just like how the Lord made her barren, he did the same thing to Moses' sisters when she got out of line. When Moses' sister Miriam was upset at the fact that he married another woman from another nation who was a Cushite, he called her up. I think it was Numbers the 12th chapter, and he basically cussed her out, and even her brother Aaron, and said, "Look, man, when I deal with anybody, I deal with them in a concept of dreams and visions. But with your brother in particular, I'm dealing with him face to face, man. I'm not talking to you. Don't show my servant any disrespect." And what did he do to Miriam? He pretty much cursed her with leprosy, turned her skin to white, and then her ass was thrusted out into the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Notice he didn't say anything to Aaron, because Aaron was bucking up too. But what did he do? He dealt with the woman to show you that the woman is not on the same level with the man. You see what I'm saying? So now, if you've been paying attention on social media, you're starting to see that ancient Eastern spirit coming back on the planet Earth, where that masculinity is coming back on the earth, and the woman is she look, regardless, when Jacob's trouble comes, a lot of you women, you're going to learn your place, whether you like it or not. You're going to learn your place, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't think for 1 second, when the true elect men are manifested, when that time comes, you have to understand, especially if they are endowed with spiritual powers, they can jack your ass up right then and there on the spot. You won't have shit to say. You're going to get in order. So that's why you can get upset at the apostles, you can get upset at the elders when they go into these discussions or whatever. But guess what? We're in a time where You've been warned. Now we're approaching a time where it ain't going to be no more talking. It's going to be boots to asses. And the scripture says, the Lord said it himself. A lot of you women are going to be ravished in these days. If you don't know what the word ravish means, look it up. Just look it up. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. The Lord is about to, and the scary part about all of this is, because yes, the men is going to get jacked up as well. But the scary part about all of this is the ratio to women, the ratio of women compared to men outnumbers the men. So that number, that 66% of 2/3, majority of them are women. So when you talk about a mass of unaliving, majority of it is going to be you women. And the scripture says that your thoughts, see, Keisha and them all on Instagram and stuff. Guess what? To show you why the scripture says it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Your thoughts is going to expose your sins. Tells you that in the Apocrypha, which means your conscience bears witness against you. So when you sat up there and you was cussing out your baby daddy, when you sat up there and you took him to the courts and you rigged the whole system just to get money out of him and stuff, guess what? There's a judgment coming to you. You see what I'm saying? When you sat up there and you was talking shit and you was setting up dudes and stuff, and you was setting dudes and stuff up, guess what? There's a judgment coming to you. The Lord sees everything. You're not exempt from judgment. You see what I mean? When you were sitting, the man that you're with right now, if you're sitting up there behind closed doors and you got Pookie, Ray, Tyrone on speed dial, every time this man goes to work and he's doing everything he can, and you're messing around on the side without him knowing, there's a judgment coming for that. Just know. So the only person you fooling is yourself, ladies. Keep that same energy. The only person you're fooling is yourself. Now you got all of these women freaking out from HCBU since what's the name's attack a few days ago. Why do you think that is? Why all of a sudden is Eve scared? Because there's a judgment coming. So what we have here, this is why we bring out all the time Romans 15:4. Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So when you go through and you read the accounts, you have to be in the spiritual aspect to view it in these times. The same thing Malka displayed to David is nothing different than what that so-called average black woman does to her own man in this society. He comes home and then, work a 10 to 12 hour shift, comes home, helps out or whatever, turns the game on, only wants to play a 20-30 minute. You get upset because he wants a little downtime. See what I'm saying? Or he might have just saved up enough money, went and got the kids somewhere, whatever. He decides to go to, I don't know, JD, Foot Locker, whatever, get himself some, something. You get upset with that. Anything that this man wants to be happy or even a little slightest happiness he has, you have an effing problem with. Did we not just see that same scenario play out with David and his wife? And here's the kicker. David, his happiness, it was in righteousness, and she still had a problem with it. So what does that tell you about the mindset of a woman? This is why the scripture says, give not thy strength unto a woman. This is also why there's an old saying, all right? Even when a woman reaches the age of 40, she still has no clue what she wants. You know why? because she's in a child mentality. This is why the Lord said in Job 39:17, he have not imparted unto her wisdom. Because even though she may have the body parts or whatever, she still has a childlike mind. You see what I mean? So that's just what it is, you know. Michael is a prime example on how majority of the women are today. Soon as they man get a little bit of a glimpse of that happiness, they gotta go and disrupt that because they can't be happy. But the irony of it is, if a man approaches a woman, he got to do everything to make her happy. What's the old saying? Happy wife, happy life. That's BS. Ain't no such thing as that. You can go out of your way and do everything for the woman, and she still won't be happy at the end of the day. What's the definition of insanity?
Keep doing something over and over.
You got it. That's me, man.
The water up. What's up, Karam? Shalawam, bro. Y'all Bashim, y'all Shabrakata.
Shalawam Yasharahla. I know you Kim's have seen, a couple of videos where the man is recording and what he's fake laughing, acting like he's happy, and there come the woman creeping around the corner like a roach. What you all happy about? That shit disgusts me, man. They don't like to see us happy, man.
These wicked women, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sister says she already got it, but that's your question has been over answered. All right, so that's what she was in. She was in that wicked spirit. She doesn't, as the brother said, she didn't understand. She didn't understand the ways, right? And that's furthermore, you women don't understand the ways. That's why I said earlier, hey, this man is leading. He's doing what he's supposed to do, providing. Yahweh's blessing y'all. So obviously, right, he's doing something right. Wisdom is in him. So just trust his guidance, trust his leadership, right? It's not for you to understand everything, right?
Everything that she wanted, David gave her, man. David was that king, man. And she still had a problem.
But two, David had concubines, and when the concubines were all touched, what did he do with them? He put them all in the house to later to be unalived. Show you his mindset. David didn't play around when it came to women.
Mm-hmm. And that's the dang, I had something came to my mind. Just in general, we don't expect for you sisters, because y'all not in those everlasting bodies, right? Y'all in these fleshly bodies. So we don't expect for you not to have the envy and the jealousy that comes with this body for other women, right? Being in this truth. If men do have multiple wives, I understand that. It's natural in this fleshly body, right? But understanding in this truth, you can't understand why a man would want another woman. You can't understand that because you're not a man. Your hormonal structure is not the same. You don't desire that, right? Your thing as a woman is, oh, I got a man and that's mine, and I love him, and boom, boom, boom. But a man doesn't think like that. That's why when women, they so-called, in Western, they call it cheating. When women do that, in that sense, they're really meticulous and really evil and with the intention to hurt. A man just might mess with a woman just whatever. It's not in the way that a woman does it. Our makeup is different. Our ways are different. Our hormones is different. Our emotions are different. We don't think the way that you women think. So she, looking at how David was acting and moving, she didn't think and comprehend it the same way that he was thinking. She didn't feel the same way that he felt. He felt 100% right in what he was doing. As we read, he gave everybody some wine, some cake, and some meat, and she was hateful towards that, to him dancing and enjoying himself. You got it, Ak. You had something?
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful point because here it is. She's supposed to be the helpmeet, right? So she's supposed to be the servant. When you look up the word female, or not even that, when you look up the word woman in the etymology, it literally tells you the word woman literally means female servant. So who is she servant? She's supposed to serve her man, one man at that. A lot of women don't even understand that. All right. And you also have to take into account a man is written in a man's DNA. He is not subjected to one woman. So all of that monogamy bullshit, that's Esau Edom. That's not our doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the average woman understood secular history, okay, doing going back to the transatlantic slave trade, what they don't teach you is when they gathered our people, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah from West Africa, they were known to having multiple wives and concubines. It was only until when they brought us over to the Americas, all right, they pretty much separated that, and then they brought in a law, which really monogamy goes back to ancient Rome. Because when you understand secular history, the reason why they didn't want men to have a lot of the women was because when they would go to enlist their soldiers, right? You got to understand according to the law that if you were to get married, you couldn't go and basically you couldn't go and into war for at least a whole
Yeah,
year, 12
yeah,
months,
yeah.
right?
Yep, yep.
So basically what ancient Rome did was they said, nah, bump that, because they was finding out when brothers would come back from the war and stuff, they would take on more than they can chew. They'll have all the women. So they actually made it a law just for the elite to just deal with one woman. And then eventually that passed down to everybody in society on a low level. So all America did was, if you understand, a lot of the laws and stuff is mirrored straight from ancient Rome. But they also understood that our people was known to be fruitful and multiply. You know, so there, a lot of our people, they don't even understand that. So when they say that you cheated, there's no such thing as that, right? So, but hold on.
Because understanding through the scriptures, adultery is a man messing with another man's woman, another man's wife, right? So if you have a wife and you mess with another woman, but she's not spoken for, all right, she's either a virgin or in this time period, she's not dealing with a man, they're separated, or she's a widow, right? And I mean separated like they're divorced. She has a bill of divorce, right? Then okay, she's free game. It's okay to deal with her. All right. So adultery would be you messing with something that belongs to another man. When a woman is married to a man, betrothed, married, she belongs to him now. She is, as they say, spoken for. Okay, so there's no such thing as cheating in the way that they always try to put it. All right, you know. But hey, anybody got any more questions? Oh, go ahead.
You're right. If I can add to that, brother,
Yeah, go ahead.
because the thing is, this whole cheating crap, like to take it to even a further perspective. Think about all the movies like Tyler Perry, Salakia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's pretty much the main one. But if you go back to the early '90s, like you had Robin Townsend, you had How to Be a Player. If any of y'all remember that movie,
Oh yeah.
um, that's when Esau first started adding it in from a movie perspective to try to change the scope that is frowned upon for a man to even consider stepping out on his wife. And that was never the case. So how they made that to become prevalent within our community was they had to embed it within your psyche by you watching it on films. And so over a course of time, Hollywood was good in that. That's why, like, you have movies called Diary of a Mad Black Woman and this, that, and the third. For what? Again, a man cannot. Science even tells you and proves to you, right, that a man can have multiple women because when you deal with biology, okay, a woman, she only produces an egg once a month. So if she was designed to have multiple partners, don't you think that she will be able to release multiple eggs at a time? But why is it that when a boy hits puberty between the ages of 12 and 13, and you can Google this information, he produces um semen. I think it was projected to be like 1.2 million, whatever, something to that effect.
Yep.
Why would the Lord make it like that? Because let give you a scenario. If there was 5 women left and 1 man on the planet Earth, that 1 man can repopulate the whole planet Earth with those 5 women because of his sperm count. That's biology. So that proves that a man is not subjugated to one woman. Look at the animal kingdom. Look at lions in particular. Do you think lions are subjected to just one lioness? Same thing with the gorillas. When you see the gorillas, do they have just one gorilla female or one female gorilla? No, they don't. So here it is. The animal kingdom is in order, but we ain't. There's something off with that. And to show you how Esau effed up with all of this, did he not say to us at one point in time dealing with Darwinism that we evolved from apes? Pretty sure he said that, right? So if that's the case, if we are actually involved from apes, when you look up how apes get down, one male ape is not subjugated to one woman ape. He has multiple women apes. You see what I mean? But see, hey, Esau has done a number on our people. He's done a number on both men and women. A man's DNA, he is not bred to be subjugated to one woman. That would mean that, because remember, the scripture says we are likened in the image of the Heavenly Father. If the Heavenly Father has made the 12 tribes of Israel in different variations from different shades of hue color, how much more his likeness and his different preferences? So that would mean that as a man, you don't just desire just one woman. That's not in your DNA. You like a variety of different women. That is lawful. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually sanity. It's insanity to sit up there and be subjugated to one fucking woman. Excuse my language. That's insanity.
Okay.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, because I mean, hey, we be honest, man. Women get on our nerves sometimes, bro. You know? Shoot.
Con,
Yeah, go ahead, Kwam.
be fruitful and multiplying with a little one shall become 1,000. A man can't do that with just one woman.
Yeah. Especially when we living forever, you want different flavors, man. All right? That's not, don't get it twisted like it's a lustful thing. No. It's just right now we're not in our rest. Right? Right now we're in captivity. We're under the vibration of Esau in the sense where we have to obey his laws and things of that nature. So if you want to have multiple wives, you got to do it outside of his marriage system. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's natural, as the brother just stated. Right? Now, to the sister's next question, is sister wives a thing, or should the woman be separated? Now, you cannot, as a man, you can deal with one woman from one house. You can't deal with her sisters. But if she has friends that are not related to her, then yeah, if she brings you a friend, right? Then that's okay, because that's not her blood sister, right? So you can't deal with her blood sister. The only time we saw that happen was Jacob when he took Leah and Rachel, right? And that was just because of that time, and we didn't have the laws written down on stone, etc., etc. But for now that we have that understanding, we're not gonna deal with a blood sister. We'll deal with one woman from one household. But if she has a friend that is in the truth, that understand, that's perfectly fine. If y'all want to
Yeah,
ask,
because back then, before the laws came about, you have to understand during Adam's time and Abraham's time, we were in the process of nation building. So the Lord allowed for marrying close of kin. And an example is Abraham, Sarah, which is Abraham's wife, she was actually his half sister through his father. They had the same father. See what I mean? Same thing with Adam. Now, although the scriptures doesn't say it, this is where you have to speculate based upon the customs, okay, back then. Now, the scriptures doesn't tell you if Eve was Adam's first cousin or his actual sister or whatever, but we do know that she was close of kin because she was his rib, and a rib, all right, is synonymous to closer family kin because you have to understand the dispensation of time. You see what I mean? So when it came to nation building, it was not frowned upon. The Lord allowed it. But when Israel was the last nation being established and Moses came on the scene, then it was only acceptable to rewrite the laws. And the Lord told us in Leviticus, the 18th chapter, when it comes to your mother, your sister, your aunt, that will be considered close to kin. You cannot marry them. If you have a wife and she has a blood sister, you can't touch that sister. Where back then, Jacob married both who? Leah and his sister Rachel. But it was because of nation building, you see? But like right now, you shouldn't be doing that because there's a precept, I think it's in Sirach 26, where it says, such as a woman that's jealous of another woman. That's why we tell brothers, look, although it's lawful for you to mess with many women in a righteous sense, it's not expedient. Okay, it's not expedient to mess with multiple women. Why? Because a woman is jealous. Because a woman can set you up and be like, yeah, I'm down for this, that, and the third. But then what happens is, as soon as you get her in the crib, she may have it out for your first wife and your children.
yep. And we
There's
heard,
multiple.
yep.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. We heard multiple stories. I've heard it from brothers of these situations happening, man. You know, so like I'm going back to what I said earlier. The woman, as the brother was stating, you have a natural sense in this flesh, this corrupt flesh, to have envy and jealousy towards another woman. So going back to your question, I see how you rephrased it now. You didn't mean blood sisters, you meant two unrelated women living together under the same house with the man as the head. Now, in that case, they would have to have different rooms, right? They cannot actually sleep in the same bed with the man. The scriptures does not support orgies, okay? So when you deal with one woman, you deal with her and just her, and then you have to wait until the evening to deal with another woman. So you can't just deal with your woman, then 2 hours later you deal with another woman. No, that's going off.
Yep.
That's wrong. So
Yep.
these women would have to have their own space. And I'm gonna get Exodus 21, then you got it, bro. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So if you cannot provide another house, you at least have to provide another room so she can have a place to put her clothes, her, all her items and stuff. And you have to treat her equally as you treat your first wife. You can't have no, you can't differentiate on like, oh, I'm gonna treat her better because I think she's more beautiful than this wife. Because then in that case, that's what was happening. Brothers was voicing their wife and taking on another wife who treated them better. And that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got it out.
Yeah, it tells you that in I think it's Micah, the second chapter, or Malachi, one of the two. But the Lord, he never established divorce. He was always against divorce because what Jake was doing back then was, like Ramya said, they would take on a woman, but then if they didn't like her or whatever, they would just get rid of her, and you can't do that. That's why when Yahweh Shai came on the scene, he had to reset everything and give the true essence of divorce. And that's why he said, except it be for fornication, meaning adultery, you can't put away your wife. So if she gets jealous or starts running at the lip or whatever, or y'all have an argument or disagreement, that's not any grounds for you to divorce her. You still got to deal with her, man. You got to put up with it. You know what I'm saying? Unless if she steps out on you, then okay, cool, you have the right to divorce, right? But in terms of if you're in a situation where you have substance and you can provide for both women, you're supposed to really, when you deal with them, keep them separate. So if you have a home to where they can have their own individual space, then you do, very well, right? Because the issue with that is, remember, we in Western society. So the woman's mindset in the West, she's gonna buck up, man, because she'll see that, okay, well, he's he's with her, so he may go and give the other wife, some money or whatever to take the kids out or whatever, while you try to spend time with the other one, because the Lord said what you do for one, you must do for the other. You got to have a balance. But the problem is, because you are not taught in Western society, all right, to be a woman, to understand that your man may request more than one servant, what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to be against that because you're going to envy the other woman, right? And it shows you that that happened in times past. You had Leah and Rachel because they was trying to see who can give Jacob the most children, and then you also had Samuel with his two wives. One was Penah, if I pronounced that right, and I forget his second wife. But the first wife, she was able to bear children, while the second one, who bare Samuel, she was barren. So the first wife was being evil to the second wife. So you have a history of what, that's why the scripture says, there's nothing more wicked than a wicked woman. You see what I mean? But y'all got it.
The brother said they don't see it as the other wife as a help onto them as well. But sister, was your question answered? And if anybody else got any other questions, man, we'll take them. The lesson pretty much done. Beginning to wrap it up. But do you got it? You understand it? That they just gotta have multiple. They gotta have different spaces. Because if you go back, you would have some individuals, those poly individuals, and they'll use brothers in the truth. They'll use the scriptures to manipulate it to abuse the multiple wives situation, right? And that's just their flesh, their lustful flesh taking advantage. Because they might have, back in Roman Greek periods, what was going on? The Feast of Bacchus, all those type of feasts, you had orgies going on. You had those type of situations. So they'll just jump back into that lot because that's what their soul is used to, that wickedness, So you got a lot of individuals that do manipulate this truth for filthy lucre's sake, for vain reasons.
Mm-hmm. And that's why the ministry gets blamed. That's why people hate Israelites, because when you got to think, say for instance, you're a woman, you come from a Christian background, and then all you hear is multiple wives, multiple wives, multiple wives. The first thing in your mindset, without being taught the correct way, is you think, like Rami said, you think it's some menage a trois going on. You think it's some orgy fest going on. It ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you have, like the brother said, dudes are really in this truth just to do that. But what we teach brothers is we say, look, if you're going to deal with any woman, the first thing you need to do, first of all, you don't even need to tell her that you're an Israelite or whatever, because majority of the women just can't accept the truth. Let's just call a spade, man.
Yeah,
they just can't. So what we say is, when you deal with any woman, the best thing you need to do is to be honest and transparent and let her know, listen, this is what I'm on. Okay, this is how I'm viewing you. All right. And you're not the only one. And if you don't agree to those terms or whatever, then it's cool. Honesty is the best policy, because she at least will have that much. She might not like it, but she'll at least respect you in the beginning because you was upfront. And don't get it twisted. You actually have females out there in their right mind where they accept that. They accept that they're not the only woman. Very rare to find, but they're out there. They are cool with the fact that, okay, I understand I'm not the only one you're dealing with, but I'm only faithful to you and stuff. They're out there.
Okay. And
But you
okay,
have to, yeah, go ahead, brother. I'm done.
that situation, as the sister saying, my friend wants her man to bring in the other woman he's dealing with so they can work as a team versus him creeping to see the other woman. She wants her sister white. First and foremost, that man as the brother said, be upfront. It ain't no such thing as creeping in this truth. If you gotta go behind your wife in that sense that you scared, right? Now you don't have to, as the brother said, you don't gotta tell that woman that you believe in multiple wives. You would just deal with her in that sense, because I've been in that situation where I've told a woman, I was talking to a chick and I told her, I'm an Israelite and I believe in multiple wives, and she ain't never text me back. Right? So these women today, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna understand it, right? So you gotta keep that understanding. So it's be upfront, be open with the woman that you're dealing with. If she respects and understands the truth, then that's what it's gonna be. If she doesn't, then that's what it's gonna be, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is what? Set for the fall and rise of many. So either you're gonna be offended in him or you're gonna agree with what the volume of the book is. You got it, Salaki, you got it. Anybody?
Yeah, man. No man should be creeping, man. Be truthful, man. Just tell the truth up front. Put your feet down and so forth. You shouldn't be creeping behind your woman's back and so forth, man.
Con. And that also, I was doing my little thing, and then my wife's sisters ran and told my wife, like, oh, I saw your husband on this site or whatever. And they wicked because they don't want us to be together. My wife was like, you could have told me you wanted another wife or whatever. I'm like, I don't gotta tell you nothing, honestly, to be honest, in that sense. But it's you could be open and you could do your thing, because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just dealing how I was dealing. I didn't really, and to be honest, I said to myself, man, I don't even know how to talk to women no more. The dating game is crazy. I got out there, I talked to a couple, and I was like, yo, these women is crazy. They insane. And I really was like, yo, I wasted my damn time. You got it, Out.
Yeah, that's what it is because you gotta understand. Um, it's true. She ain't gotta know everything. Now, we also have to use wisdom. So wisdom meaning if you in a household, you have a particular woman that is antsy and anxious on every little thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you being a roaring lion, that however you deal with her is how you deal with her. It's none of our business. Now, it will probably be wise to be upfront and say, hey, look, this is what's going on. All right. I'm just doing this because number one, I don't want you coming to me, da 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 da. All right. I'm trying to keep the peace or whatever. You know, you have a problem with that's on you, but I'm just letting you know what it is. You can learn how to be upfront and truthful just as long as you're doing it in a sort of space where you're not causing problems in your own home. You see what I'm saying? And brothers have to learn how to deal with that. However, whatever situation you got going on with your wife, that's between you and your wife. That ain't got nothing to do with no other brother. And also keeping in mind, every brother's household situation is different to the next. Okay? Every brother's woman's mindset is different from the average woman. So you have certain women out there that's cool, as long as their man talk to them. But you may have brothers out there where they can't even talk to their woman in the capacity for what they must talk to her about. So every brother's situation is different. But as a man in this truth, you don't owe her anything, man. And I know that might come off as harsh. Some women may see it as misogynistic, but when you understand the ancient way, that's how it really was, man. Okay, our forefathers didn't go back and forth with their women back in the ancient world. What they said and what they allowed for them to know, that's just what it was. There was no going back and forth, no talking back, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom, man. When he leaves the house, he ain't gonna sit up there and look. I sent the video to the brothers last night dealing with Clifton Powell, the actor, right? And he said being in Hollywood, because the guy asked him about what is it like being married in Hollywood. Now he's divorced now, and he's been divorced for years. But one of the things he said was, look, him and his wife, they departed on mutual grounds for the simple fact because when he got into the scene, leaving New York, he left New York with Denzel, Angela Bassett, and all of them when they were in their young days, right? And he said when they came out to Hollywood, within 10 years being in the industry, you have to deal with the things that come with that lifestyle. And he said 80% of the time he was always away from home, right? So he said, if you cannot have a partner that can understand that sort of career set, you're setting yourself up for disaster anyway. So he said, there's only two ways you can deal with that. Number one, live out your career setting first and then settle down later on when you accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish. Or second, find somebody who has an understanding in what it is that you do. And he said, I'm talking about in this society, because he hardly saw his children, and he loved his wife and she loved him, but they understood that his career path of choice, it wasn't beneficial for their marriage. He wasn't a cheat, he wasn't a quote unquote so-called cheater or anything, but he admitted, he goes, being in Hollywood, when you go to all of these events and you have to go for auditioning and you're constantly on the road and stuff, there's a lot of temptations with other women. He told the truth. But I'm saying this to say this. In the kingdom, when a man goes to step out to handle business, you as the woman, you ain't gonna be like how you are now, lipping off where you at, turn your location on. I need to know what time. No, it ain't gonna be none of that.
Turn your location up.
You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be none of that, man. Okay. It ain't gonna be when he's dealing with you, he's dealing with you. When he has to go and take care of the business, even when that means he has to go and see his other wife or concubine, you ain't gonna be questioning shit.
God.
It's not gonna be none of that. You know what I
GMS,
mean?
right.
Go ahead.
GMS, South Carolina went into that. You really don't owe your woman, shit. You don't want to tell her nothing. You don't got to tell her nothing. But he said, we can have a little courtesy and say, hey, this is what we're going to do and so forth. And, speak to the woman and all that.
God, this 1 Timothy 3:5. Now, this is twofold because this is talking about dealing with your body and also dealing with your house. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of power? If you creeping around your woman, you going to be creeping around the church, man. That's not honorable, right? So the main thing is, let's go to a word. Sovereign refers to supreme power or authority. It can describe a person who holds absolute power, a nation that is independent and self-governing, or a quality of being the highest authority. You got to actually look and understand that you're not the highest authority right now. Esau is in the sense of that carnal, and then Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, overall. All right, because he ordained Esau in that situation according to Romans 13. So you don't really have full sovereign power, right? Now, if you have a woman that's under the truth, then you have that in a sense. She gonna listen, she gonna get right. But are we saying it's not gonna be arguments, disputes, right? As the brother said, she gonna run up off the mouth. These things will occur. They can occur. Once again, we are dealing with corrupt flesh. So you're not 100% sovereign. And that's where a lot of these baby ass camps mess up at. You think you 100% sovereign, so you got individuals bending down and kissing your boot. You're not sovereign, dumbass. To be honest, man. All right? Stop jumping the gate. Stop jumping the horse, whatever the thing. You're jumping the gun. right? You thinking you already in the kingdom, so these heathens gotta bow down and lay down. You don't got no military, bro. You don't got all that. Okay? You're not in that position. You have to still humble yourself and wait for that power to be given. So once again, as the brother stated, man, in the kingdom, it is what it is. As the brother Kakama said, I'm off planet, baby. Hit me when you hit me. I'm off planet. You know? You need something real urgent, I'll teleport to you. Right? Because we'll have that type of ability. But other than that, our women are going to be in the right mindset, as Elder Apostle Tahar says, as we said earlier, being barefoot and pregnant, having every need being taken care of, right? Servants on the left, servants on the right, babies being taken care of, nursery, right? Our baby's going to be playing with, what they say, cockatrices? That's venomous snakes. Our baby's going to be playing with lions, bears, tigers, right? So this is the type of change that we're going to have. You know, our women are going to be able to be away from us in the sense of being at the mansion and being waiting on us for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I ain't seen you in 5 years. Soon as we come through, she ready to go. You need another kid? Put a seed in me. That's the mindset that they're going to be in. Right? As I said earlier, I'm going to be going, dropping seeds, leaving, coming back for the birth, maybe stay for 40 days if it's a boy, 80 days if it's a girl, drop another seed, and I'm going to be going. Moving according to the law. Y'all brothers got it?
That's how it was in the ancient world. Because women, and see, this is what our women don't understand. In the ancient world, women's sole purpose was what can they do to please that man? The greatest gift a woman could ever give a man was a child. That's why women back then they were fighting against one another to see who can birth that man a child. That's all they cared about. But what do women care about today? They don't even care about their own children. They don't care about the man or what they can give for that man, which proves to you that we're under the curses. You know what I'm saying? It's a damn curse to sit up there to know that I gotta come home and I'm overthinking like, damn, did I take that trash out? She gonna yell at me as soon as I come through the crib. That's a fucking curse, man.
Yeah.
Oh damn, I forgot to set them steaks out the other. She finna light my ass a new bro. Come on, man. That's a curse.
And that's how McCall was.
See what I mean? That's a curse. That's how you know, like we not like the brother said, we're not sovereign because there used to be a TV show called something Housewives, and it had nothing but Edomite women on it. And long story short, there was a scene where they had these 8 Edomite women sitting down, and one of them asked them, "Oh, your husband, he's been flying a lot on his private jet as of lately, and whatever the case may be." And the wife was like, "Well, yeah." And then the other girl was like, "Don't you find that very weird and stuff that he's not spending much time with you, that he can be out there doing God knows what?" And you know what her response was? She said, "Listen, I understand, and I might not like it, but," she goes, "at the end of the day, as long as I have a place to live, I have shelter over my head, I have food on the table, I have clothes on my back, and I have an unlimited amount of spending." She goes, "and as long as he doesn't bring me back any diseases, he can do whatever he wants to do." You know why she said that?
Mm.
Because Yeramia hit the nail on 2 points. Number one, this is Esau, Edom's kingdom. And number two, it goes to show you that when they are sovereign, the woman is not going to buck up and say anything because they're in their rulership. That's what it means to be sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're dominant like that and you have the money, the resources, and everything, she ain't gonna say shit. How many of you brothers seeing these posts go around with the Chris Brown concert trend?
Oh, yeah.
Now let's stop for a minute because
Yeah.
We know Chris is a Jake. But what's the difference between Chris and your average Jake? The nigga got money.
Yeah, he a Gadite. Yep.
So now look at your average woman who's married, who wants their husbands to take them to his concert. They are willing to show you what we're saying. We're going to put this in a different perspective. They are willing to risk it all, cheating on their husband for an artist because they are equipped to the flashy lights, the glamour, and everything that this ninja has in his ultimate arsenal, being an artist. They
Yep.
don't even care if this nigga got other broads on the side. That's because he's in his glory as an artist. Do you see the irony in that? But let an average Joe who may be a plumber and owes his side business and let him go out and have a damn concubine or what you call today a side piece. It'll be World War V against that nigga, man. World War V. Can you not see the curses? So again, this is why we tell you, brother, it though it be lawful, it is not expedient, meaning it's not profitable for you on this side, because that's just another fucking headache that you have to put up with. And it's not worth it.
Yep.
That's all we saying. But hey, Shalawam Aki, I'm gonna drop down because I know you got to get off. But I want to say, call halayim Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bashim Kahakudash, and Shalawam to the Akim and Cecile Akwak listening and learning. Shalawam.
Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatah.
Y'all don't want to be love y'all, but some else break it down.
And just to close it with think about Jacob's trouble coming, right? So don't force. That goes with everything. Don't force the spirit. You can't force the Holy Spirit. All right? You can't force nothing. You gotta let it go. You don't want to force a relationship. You gotta let it flow. It just gotta come. Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come. You can't force it. You know what I'm saying? You mess around, you're gonna force some women that are gonna betray you in Jacob's trouble. They're not gonna come because of the right reasons, the correct reasons. You're gonna bring some women in that might be taking that C hip. You know, you don't want to mess with those type of individuals. So don't try to force anything. You know, just let Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai do what he's gonna do. All right. When it's time for you to have multiple wives, it will happen. Don't force it. All right. Like I'm telling y'all from my little fiasco, which is a failure of trying to go out there and get another multiple wife, it was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It was unpleasurable. These women are out they fucking mind, man. All right. And then it's the whole fact of actually molding and training a woman in the truth all over again. These women ain't gonna be able to get it, bro, until they see they damn, they brother laying on the ground bleeding out. Them brothers was right. They ain't gonna be able to get it. So, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh is gonna have to place a spirit on them. That's what Isaiah 4:1 is. It's a spirit on them. That spirit ain't on them yet, so they're not in that type of spirit because the spirit's not on them. You have to allow that spirit to be placed on them. You can't, for you, Jay, y'all can't place no spirit on an individual. You're not the father of spirits. Hey, I command you to be a prophet. Nigga, you can't do that. You understand? You can't force the truth on somebody. It's not in your hands. It's not in your power. Right? You got it.
It's best if you Akim's in Jacob's trouble, stay the course like Eli. Because some of these women, man, in Jacob's trouble, they're gonna be used to lure you, man. You know, they're gonna be all in trouble and so forth, screaming out, and you trying to be Captain Sabo. You gonna get your own self, unalive and so forth, man.
Kind of. So hey, I don't see no more questions, man. So hey, we gonna wrap it up. All right. Hey, the water to the brother Matazaba for coming up. The water Kawan for coming up and breaking bread. All right. The brother said, hell, my rib get jealous of my other rib, wisdom. So imagine another woman, Khan. You know? And that's why we talking about that spirit being placed on them where, hey, the brother said all the time, I see you got 3 wives with you. Can I be the 4th? That's going to be the spirit they in. Can I be the 5th? Can I be the 6th? Can I be the 7th? Can I be the 8th? Please, please take me in. Let me be the 9th. It's going to be a spirit on them, man. Oh, they had to walk through like 50 unalive bodies to get here. All they smelt was death. All she saw was blood. Limbs, body, everywhere, bleeding. Rats eating bodies, vultures eating the bodies. You understand? That's the type of spirit she gonna come. Desperation. Like, nah, didn't I see you a couple months ago? You had a man, you had a husband. He got shipped off to the army. He got killed in the war. You a widow now, huh? This is what we talking about. Isaiah 3rd chapter, the end of it. You know? So that sense of desperation is going to be upon them. You got it out.
Then, they're going to see the man of the Lord, Yasharahla. Man, that's precious as fine gold. They're going to see us, substance, not fearful. Lips is not going to be dry. Yeah, man, hey, they're going to lose their mind, man.
And that's going to be the women that's fortunate enough to actually come into this thing. The rest are going to wander from sea to sea. But hey, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I've been trying. But hey, we keep going, man. We just keep going. So I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to face the east. All praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us its truth. As always, Shalawam Yasharahla, and a Baba Ball to this wicked kingdom. You know what I'm saying? May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah destroy this bitch yesterday. Alright. Hey, Shalawam to every brother and sister that came up in here that heard this truth. Hey, Kawhalam La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Alright. And hey, somebody else go live, man. Keep it going. All right. Shalawam. Shalawam.